Hi there, Capricorn. I am doing this reading for you guys using 3 different decks. As you can see here on the mat, I've already shuffled them. I've got a card or 2, depending on how they've come out. If I need more clarifiers, I will pull them out. And I'm also going to finish with a tarot or a possible picture dice. Okay, but let's just get started. This is for all Capricorn placements. Those new to my channel, welcome and thank you for being here. And those who are returning, thank you again for being here. And I truly hope that there is a message for you for this particular reading. Let's have a look. Okay, so I've got the Wisdom of Oracle. And all that there is a gold inverted. Now, I say this each time that I don't do inverted, and yet I still read them as inverted because I feel like it gives me a slight twist to the cards and what they signify. I feel like Capricorn, there could have been a slight disappointment. Some of you could have experienced. Maybe you thought something was going to happen. Somebody showed up to be something or someone, and they have failed, or they've taken the mask off, and you can actually really see the true colors. And all that glitters is not all that glitters. Okay, so it's a bit of like a trip, a trick as well. And we've got Mending here also in the inverted. So Mending in Colette's Baron Reed's card deck is a lovely card. This is about actually maybe being nurtured by the right people, mending your heart, mending your mind, doing the work that you need to do and to get things in order. I feel for some of you as well is that whatever disappointment you could have experienced, you're not going to let that get you down. And you're certainly going to really want to still continue to move forward in a way that allows you to shine from the inside out. Okay, now this could be showing up in your work environment or in your life in general and how you're approaching life. And you are going to be showing yourself to be quite a person that you never really saw in yourself either. And I think people are noticing that, or certainly the odd person in your life is really noticing it. Okay, some of you could be mending possibly a relationship that had gone awry in the summer. Maybe you have ended things and now you're wanting to patch things up. You've had a bit of a distance and you're able to see things with a bit more clarity. Okay, and you are kind of in communication with this person, and if not, it could be a good time for you to be doing so. And we do also have Mercury retrograde going forward, so maybe some of the communication that was very difficult to do, that you were tripping over and over again, and maybe you felt that you were forced to go you were forced to go with the flow. You know, you've had no choice, maybe certain things have happened and you weren't able to really communicate your mind because, or even your heart for that matter, that something now is beginning to allow you to actually undo what has happened. Okay, now I've not shown you these cards yet because I've been reading it from the cards, but these 2 cards came out together. So if you guys, Capricorns, have experienced any disappointment, I am, my sentiments are with you, and I just feel that in somehow what's brought you here is you've had to go with the flow, and it has been quite a summer for a lot of people. In some shape or form as well. And I feel that for you, my advice is that you continue just to keep your focus, trusting where your inner compass is gauging you to go forward in. Okay, that's really important. Be receptive to all that is happening in your life, even if you don't like it. Be receptive to that. Allow it to come through, allow it to be experienced, allow it to be felt. Because that is really important, because you're going to find the gift in it. Okay, this is really important. That sometimes I was in fact talking to a mutual peer. We were talking about people who go onto antidepressants, take medication for things like that, and really what happens is you don't allow the truth of your emotions to be experienced. And with that means you suppress your feelings and, you're denying something true. I feel that in some way for some of you guys, do not try and put a mask over something that's not working for you. All right. Do not pretend that everything's fine. You get these people who always, oh yeah, everything's fine. And truly when people have that higher octave tone in their voice, you can bet yourself that they're not as fine as they say they are. Most people don't have that kind of voice, and you can always tell that really it isn't a natural, it's a cover-up. and often things are pasted over. So if you're one of those people, I'm sorry if it offends you, but there is truth in that, and you really need to take your mask off and show up to be more real. Okay, some of you maybe need to do that. There's a lot of inner child healing that needs to happen at the moment. Our inner world, we're all being challenged on some shape or form about our inner world, particularly with Chiron in Aries, with a North Node going in Aries as well, which it will be in for the next year or so. Some of you, particularly maybe Cappies as well here, some of you could be maybe really feeling it. Again, I'm just mentioning it here because is what I'm getting. So it's important that you receive some help. Perhaps go and reach out to a coach. I do offer inner child healing. It's called and what's called inner child empowerment work. There is actually a link below as well, so you're more than welcome to have a look at it and see if it speaks to you. I will be putting some actual live classes on, but this will be based around the north of England. So you're more than welcome to come and join. I will be putting the details and perhaps announcing the details in the upcoming future video. But in the meantime, it is really imperative work, this, okay? I can't emphasize it enough. I feel like, people can no longer hide behind a mask. And whether you're hiding to hide your emotions, or you're hiding behind some cruelty, or showing up to be really dominant and a bit of a bully, male or female, it doesn't matter. Perhaps your masculine is over dominant as well, so you want to be really, really paying attention to that. And this is now a time to balance ourselves in a way that is much more nurturing and balanced. Okay, we are moving, an era. We are also, collectively as well, coming out of an era where things have been, it's just the way in which society has been crafted, the way our culture has believed that this certain ways of behaving is what creates a sort of type of livelihood, or the things that we need to do is what we must do. It's a whole lot of bullshit, really. Okay, really important, guys. Be discerning to assess the situation you're in. Okay, this is only going to speak to some of you. This is now time to also engage in your feminine as well and balance the masculine and feminine. So if you're feeling that some of you have been charging forward, doing things a lot, and not trusting life, perhaps now it's to take a stand still a bit and watch what life will present itself to you as well, by going with the flow and allowing things to come through for you. In the meantime, just get on with the daily business of doing your activity, even the basic things of eating well, caring for your finances, all that kind of stuff is very important. All right, which is interesting, which brings me to the second card, which is from the Queen of Moon Oracle deck. Another, this sign had it at the bottom of the deck, actually, another sign did. But you have the same card that's come inverted. This is about, for sure, okay, some Capricorns. What's interesting is you're opposite Virgo. Are you opposite Virgo? Yes, you are. So, which is brilliant, because as an opposite sign to Virgo, and I'm doing this these readings around the new moon in Virgo. Virgo is all about our self-care, our nourishment, our spiritual and interior and external life. Okay, and because it's only inverted, I'm going to read it like that. And you've got inverted cards that's come out. I feel that you guys really need to nurture yourselves much more. Okay. Because you're in the opposition of Virgo, this is something that's going to really be reflected back at you. So whatever Virgoan traits that you're not really kind of participating, you guys are going to feel it quite easily, and it's going to be reflected back. I feel like some of you need to eat, maybe go more in plant foods. Okay, maybe give the body a bit of a rest from any meats. I'm not dictating as to what kind of diet. I'm not biased in any way. I feel that you must listen to your own body. But whatever it is will make you feel better and lighter. So those who are listening to this, if what I'm saying speaks to you in some way, it might be actually cutting back on your sugars, or maybe actually be more lenient. Maybe you're too strict. Maybe you've been in a purification kind of program of eating, and maybe you need to just, lighten up a bit, lighten the load. Right? And I feel like some of you as well, what I'm picking up is some kind of beautifying treatments. Okay, it could be facial, it could be a back massage. It could be also things that are going to give you some joy and make you laugh. Laughter is coming up for me as well for you guys. So please do think on it. Maybe some of you just recently had a laugh, or maybe some of you are laughing at something that I'm just saying. There's some kind of laughter situation that, or pay attention to a laugh. If somebody you're out you're thinking something and somebody starts laughing out loud, maybe there's a message for you there as well. Okay, but there is laughter, which will also help to keep you youthful. Very important, okay? If I turn it up the right way around, you know, it beautifies you, okay? You know, the laughter is actually really good medicine, all right? I think, I forget who it was, but somebody very famous who actually was very ill, actually ended up participating in some kind of laughter therapy, okay, to bring more laughter. And it feels a bit contrived at first when you actually fakely laugh, but maybe you just need to laugh at things, no matter how dire or strange or uncomfortable it could be, just so it can bring the humor into a situation. So again, this is not going to speak to everybody, but I feel like some of you need to bring humor into your life, into your work, or maybe bring humor into a relationship that's fallen through, okay? Because often when we look back as well, what seems to have been a real major dramas, okay, actually when you look back at it, it's actually almost laughable about what people have said, what they say, how they show up, okay, for some of you as well as Capricorn. So, you know, do just make sure that you're able to keep your own counsel, for some reason I'm getting as well, and just go with the flow and see what happens as far as a certain people coming, you know, the way some people have been behaving. Interestingly, your last card here, I've got the card of animals. Now, some of you might be drawn to some kind of animal work. Maybe some of you have had some visions on some animal totems. I'm assuming that those who watch this video on my channel obviously will be signed up to other holistic modalities, any other tarot readers, and other kind of, you know, complementary medicine or therapies, okay? Some of you might actually want to get involved with animals. Maybe you might have some healing hands towards animals. This is only, of course, going to speak to a single person possibly, or maybe some of you, but that would be really, really good for you. Some people, some of you actually, you know, if you believe in but if you partake in calling in your animal totem, that could really help you at this time, okay? Again, if you see an animal out of the blue, out of the ordinary, or you suddenly notice certain kind of animals coming into your life as well, several of them, you might have noticed that there have been no magpies and suddenly you see them, or you might notice that there's certain kinds of, you know, of course it's going to be affected by the environment that you're in, but pay attention nevertheless, okay? I'm also getting something about be mindful about who you hug. Okay, and because leopards don't change their spots, okay, so, you know, I'm just sort of reading off what I'm picking up. Again, it's really important that you release yourself from anything that doesn't actually have any nourishment, all right? Trust your inner guidance, right? Okay, trust what you're feeling. If you do need to call on an animal totem, again, just trust the image of the animal that you call upon, okay? There are possibly YouTube videos that you can do that, but it's very simple. You just get into a meditative zone, and you call in an animal that could actually help you along, and you will find an image or particular animal could come up in your mind or in a guided meditation when you call an animal spirit or an animal to come towards you. Okay, there are your allies. They will help you. Sometimes we do need to embody a certain archetype of an animal to be able to passage through, you know, maybe through a difficult time. I feel like some of you definitely need to really get your kind of male action on as well. All right, despite the fact that I did say earlier that you need to balance it, but I do feel that somehow that maybe taking charge and taking certain leadership, and maybe even invoking on an animal spirit like this one, okay, could really help you move forward. Definitely go out to nature, you guys, okay? Capricorns, nature is calling you. Some of you might even feel that you're drawn to being an environmentalist, or maybe you're even noticing certain things that you can do to participate more locally around your environment. Some of you might have moved and found that you're actually really enjoying being out in nature a lot more and enjoying the environment that you are around. Okay, I also feel like some of you could really be doing some spiritual practice that will help to heal your heart, or certainly keep you intact as well. Okay, you know, it's really important that you keep yourself together, Okay, while certain injustices could be happening, certain injustices could have happened already. All right, maybe you're having to reset, recalibrate your life as well. And you don't even know where you're going to go, and you don't even know how that's going to happen. But by being centered and actually doing some spiritual practice, whatever that could be for you, do trust it, okay, Capricorns, because of course this is going to be very different for everybody. I feel like some of you could be also moving into a different area of a career, and getting this again for your sign. And it could be a chance now that maybe you've had something in your life that you've touched on, and now you want to really build up on that, okay? And maybe even charge forward with it, okay? Just trust what could be coming into your life and where you need to pay attention, okay? I'm getting the word assessment as well, and I've got 2 cards that fall in here. Yeah, some of you maybe are finding that financially you've come and kind of hit, or maybe you've come into a stalemate, okay? With something that is I can't say the word, well, you can't reverse it, okay? It's like an impasse. I can't say irrevocable. I'm not very good with some words. Words are really hard for me, you know, it's my dyslexia and all that. But where you can't undo what you know, okay? I'm getting this message for you guys. And here we have the 5 of coins, you know, as your tarot that's come through. Okay, I think some of you may be even still in your head about some changes to do with a relationship or something that's, you know, maybe you're worried, maybe something has happened that has made you really doubt your capacity, what you can do. Okay, but what's happening here is it is good to sit in stillness. All right. But I feel that because this card, this is a double-sided card. This is called Vice Versa Tarot. I've not used these for any of my readings before. It's partly because all my tarot cards have been packed. And I've had a few set of decks that were rarely used on my bookcase. And they were in a container on its own. And they were, for some reason, the most accessible for me. So I have brought them out to use and found that I'm actually enjoying reading them. Okay, so I'm going to just give you what I'm picking up from this card. I feel like some of you try not to get too down on what's happening, because really there's a message wanting to come through, and perhaps even taking some time away from society, or even taking the afternoon off or going on a retreat will definitely serve you, because I feel like something has for sure created a change here. We've got here, I believe, the Knight of Wands. Okay, I don't think it's the King of, no, it's a Knight of Wands here. Okay, so here, you know, you're having to burn something away, all right? Or maybe even take this sort of sense of masculine out, like this sort of fire in you, or bringing the fire back in your life, okay? There's something that needs to be kind of burnt away, all right? It could be your thinking, you know, because also in this image, we've got the phoenix rising literally from the fire pit. Okay, it's not quite the ashes, but it's still very lit. Oh no, I don't know what this camera's doing. Okay, but anyway, you've got these 2 cards. So just trust that whatever's happening, whatever doubt you could be doing, whatever mending that's happening, it is going to work out in your favor. And this is like almost like what another card, another sign had. There, I feel like there's a blessing in disguise situation, that you can't see everything clearly, and perhaps you feel like you've come out worse off, but in fact that's not the case at all. Here you could also be thinking pensively, okay, and maybe trying to make sense of what's happening. Normally the action of having your head in your hands is when you really feel that, you know, you've kind of lost the plot a bit. But I would say that this is now an opportunity for you, that if there is something that you've lost, it could be a marriage for some of you, it could be a relationship, that there is a purpose being sent for you to come out through, and perhaps ask yourself, what is it that I need to learn from this situation? Because Spirit has sent you these experiences for you to learn, okay? Like I said, you know, do tap in, call in your animal totem, guys, Capricorns, because I feel like some of you are able to communicate or tap into that intuitiveness. Again, if you're in that zone, which I think is just a nice thing just to expand on, if you visualize the animal, just go with it. Just imagine that you're listening and looking into a story about what this animal is guiding you to, okay? Because that will be also, maybe if you're overthinking, you know, you tend not to be able to think outside the box because you're so self-contained, right? And really what I want to say is just trust the guidance that you're getting. So some of you do call on the inner guidance of the animal totem. You can either visualize it, if some of you've got a deck, maybe you want to use that. And just know that whatever it is that you're just having to let go, there is a sense of resignation for sure, but keep your spiritual practices up, Capricorns. Go out in nature, right? Because your options will become clear. And trust me, I think there'll be some kind of justice. There will be some karma coming back to somebody. I think somebody's done you a bad turn, right? Yeah, you know, I'm just looking at the bottom of the deck here. You've got some card of acceptance as well. So yeah, so to kind of, you know, accept the hand of that God's dealt, okay, the universe dealt to you, because there's definitely new beginnings coming through, because here also I have the new beginnings card. So, you know, these cards for me, you know, I tend to like to look at the bottom of the deck because they really tell me quite a bit of the energy that's behind. But I'm going to leave the readings here for you, Capricorn. Just let be what has happened. Trust that you are meant to go through what you're meant to go through. You will find the light in the situation. I do feel that some of you have been let down. Something has changed drastically. Excuse me. And more importantly, do look after yourself. Really care for yourself during this time. During the seasonal change as well. The temperature's really dropped here where I am now suddenly as well. So just, you know, start taking your remedies. You know, fill yourself up with good multi, you know, not vitamins necessarily, but certain supplements. Some of you as well, keep on taking them, or if you've been thinking about taking them as well, do take them. Okay, Capricorn, you will be rising out from what could be a difficult phase, but trust me, you are going to be guided, and you're not going to be able to miss the guidance, but allow yourself to go with the flow. Thanks for listening, Capricorn. Anyone want a private reading? There are links below at the bottom in the description box. I would love to read for you if that is something that you need personally. And until the next time, Capricorn, I wish you all the best and good new moon tidings. Lots of love. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.